Well, hey everybody, this is Don with the vlog of many things. Welcome to the show tonight, and to my
This is Tom from Tabletop Tap Room.
Tanka? Steve?
and with us is Mark Meredith, aka the Dice Monkey. For those you don't know who this famous gentleman is, he is right now running a Kickstarter for the Song of the River Prince, a role-playing journey. And Mark, welcome to the show tonight.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
We are going to be talking about Song of the River Princess. We're going to talk about other things, of course, as always. Who knows where we're going to go? But Andrew Meredith, how you doing? And St. Cuthbert, how you doing? Mark, Song of the River Princess. I guess what we kind of like to do is when we start off shows, we have guests on. We like to kind of tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? What's your Kickstarter? Why are you doing it? And all that kind of good stuff. So it's all yours.
Yeah, so Song of the River Prince is a game that I started working on back in 2019, and it's sort of been on and off the burner here and there. I was in Korea at the time on deployment and kind of getting tired of the grim, dark role-playing games and wanted something that was a bit lighter. And so I started envisioning this world that was all along this whole land called the Riverlands, where the River Prince isn't really like a person; he's more of like a vibe. The whole land is influenced by the River Prince's song, and your characters travel along the Riverlands, and they end up meeting all kinds of different people. There's lots of different towns you can go visit, and encountering different creatures along the way and things like that. So it's sort of the Shire meets the Mississippi is how I'd like to describe it.
Oh,
That's
great
cool.
description.
Yeah.
So is it almost like bardic in nature, like bards and singing? Do characters sing? People sing? I mean, you mentioned song part of it is part of an active component of it.
Yeah, so it's very much like if you were playing D&D in Song of the River Prince, it'd be much more oriented towards bards and sorcerers and wizards and things like that. There's like a subtle magic that sort of flows through everything. There's fey creatures that they all align with the River Prince, and there can be malevolent creatures as well and things like that. But nothing is ever like, Huck Finn the RPG. Somebody just said.
That's Foogly.
Yeah. So you never end up with set things that are too high stakes. You aren't in danger of the whole Riverlands falling to darkness or anything. It's more like, you're worried that this disgruntled fae will end up collapsing a bridge. And so your people have to figure out what it is that has upset the fae creature and how to stop it from completely disrupting this whole town's sense of like their whole commerce and things like
So is
that.
it kind of like a vibe of like Empire of the Petal Throne? Do you guys think? I mean,
Yeah,
would
yeah.
it be kind of just something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So, you're kind of touching on something, and maybe I'm just off here, but it seems like grim dark, as you suggested, goes to very high stakes real quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You almost like it. Basically, anytime I'm playing D&D, nearly always the fate of the entire multiverse is in danger. And I was like, I need something a little bit smaller, a little bit calmer. I need a game that has just enough rules that they're there, but get out of the way really quickly to allow for storytelling.
So is it, what is it? Is it D20 based? What's the dice mechanic behind it?
So it uses a D20 and then one additional die, and that all depends on what your skill is. So you'll have a set of skills. I have a list of suggested skills, but players can always make up their own. And you have 3 attributes. You have physical, mental, and I'm a really bad.
That's okay.
I
We're
made the
just putting
game.
you on the spot
It's
here.
physical, mental, and emotional. There we go. And so every single one of your actions is they're going to be performing that action physically, mentally, or emotionally. And you get a bonus to that, plus 1, 2, or 3. And then you have a a skill die, and all your skills start at either D4 or 2 of your skills start at D6. You roll a D20, you add whatever your attribute is, and then you add your skill die, and you're trying to hit a goal. So it's very, very
Now,
simple and straightforward.
now, real quick, for anybody interested, this is right now on Kickstarter. It's called Song of the River Prince, a role-playing journey. If you go to Kickstarter.com and enter that title down below, it comes right up. You are right now at about 1/3 of your goal. You got a $3,000 goal on this thing, and you're at right around $1,100 right now. So anybody and everybody who's out there, if you want to throw a little bit of support at Mark here for his game, that'd be greatly appreciated. Like I said, go to Kickstarter.com and type in Song of the River Prince Role Playing Journey, and you can help support him. So, Steve, you look like you got a question.
Yeah, when you mentioned bards are one of my favorite characters on like the D&D universe. What does your bards do? Are they just there for like entertainment, or do they do buffs? Do they do healing?
So any skill, and that can include singing songs or anything like that, all magic are also count as skills. So you could choose that you have like magical, like enchanting music, or you could have beast speak as one of your skills, things like that.
So
And
kind of
so-
buffs in a sense.
Yeah, and so you can use those. The game's pretty loose in how you can use it. So you can use those skills to buff other players and things like
Well,
that.
I don't mean to interrupt, but Hector Martinez asked for the link. Guys, I just typed the link in right there. It is under the blog of many things that takes you directly to his Kickstarter. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, so it's anybody can cast spells. You just have to choose as one of your skills that you're a spellcaster. And advancement is pretty straightforward. You get different you get experience points for doing different things that align with your character's secret name. All creatures in the Riverlands all have a secret name that they may not necessarily know, but all the Fey creatures know. It's people's sort of
Gotcha.
true names.
So the names have power over the individual. Okay.
Exactly. And so you may end up encountering a Fey creature who immediately is like, hello, Beast Speaker. And you're like, I don't even have the skill Beast Speaker, but you chose at the beginning of the game that you had the name Beast Speaker. And you don't know what that means yourself when you made the character, but you know that you're basically giving a hook for the game master to use.
Now, what's the significance though of a secret name?
So your secret name is basically something that is true about you in your deepest self that you may not necessarily know.
Yeah.
And so if you do things that align with your name, then that can give you experience points. Everybody has a conviction of some sort. And if you act in accordance with those convictions, let me bring up some pre-made characters I've got here. These were made during some play tests that we did. So we've got Montague the Rebel, and he has the conviction of protect all others. So anytime he performs that, anytime he protects all others, then he gets XP for that. And his title is the Rebel. So anytime he acts in accordance with that, he also gets XP. And then once you've got 10 XP, that converts into advancements. And then you can spend advancements to bump up both your attributes and your skills.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So, go ahead,
I
Tom.
was noticing I'm going through over here on the other screen. You're selling the hardcover for $30.
Yes.
That's a really
That's
good
actually
price.
a pretty damn good
So
price.
I've got a sample right here. So this is the complete book.
All right.
The book is done. It just doesn't have art, and the Kickstarter is also helping pay for original art. This is a piece by the artist Simon, who goes by Arumek, and I purchased this basically for the Kickstarter, but we're going to try to get an original piece of art for the
Cool.
cover, and then this art will go somewhere in the middle. So this hardback is nice digest size. if we end up hitting stretch goals, then the book will increase dramatically in thickness. But yeah, it's $30 is it's a pretty low price, but I think it'll actually it's pretty reasonable because this I believe will probably be black and white interior, depending on how much that ends up costing.
Yeah,
through.
I trust me. I do book printing for $30.
Yeah.
You're going to probably have this black and white.
Yeah, and then the paperback. This one I got done through Lulu as well, but the paperback will be done as POD on Drive-Thru RPG. So I just wanted samples for myself because I do a lot of printing through Lulu. I take a bunch of like out of print books and I get printed copies of them through them. So yeah, so the like I said, the books are done. They just need artwork. So I should have a pretty quick turnaround once the Kickstarter completes.
And there's an option if somebody just goes in at the $15 to get the PDF to, you know, after the fact upgrade to a print copy.
Yeah, so for $15 you get the complete PDF, and then you'll also get code for the POD. If you just back for $10, you get the PDF of the book as it currently is. So you don't get, there's nothing extra to it. You wouldn't get any of the stretch goals either. But if you just want to throw $10 at it, you can end up getting the book right away and not have to worry about it. And then, you know, sometime later end up.
I am going to real quick, and I know Eric did in his, in the vlog of many things, I am going to post the link in the vlog of many things chat also.
Okay.
So that way.
Well, I just backed you, so.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yay!
Yeah.
Throw money at the thing.
So
you're a good man.
I'm intrigued by the setting.
Yeah,
I might just rip the setting and use it with BX or something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at, I just recently got Stew Pot, which is Evil Hat did, and it's about a role-playing game about you running your own tavern, and I was like, oh, I can just play this in Song of the River Prince. Like, I'll choose one of the mini taverns, because the book has 6 different towns in it. Each one has their own flavor, has a bunch of different locations. Each one has 5 to 6 different NPCs in it. And then with stretch goals, I think we get up to like 12 or 15 different towns. So I've got a lot of NPCs, a lot of locations.
Cool.
Well,
yeah.
I like
listen, guys, we have a lot of people in our video watching this right now. Help this guy out. Go over to Kickstarter. Go ahead and drop a pledge in. Like I said, it is the Song of the River Prince. As soon as you start typing that in, it comes right up. He has picked up a couple more backers already since we started this video. So let's see, he's at 42 right now. Let's see if we can get him to at least 45, maybe 50 before the night's out. That'd be really cool to help him out. That's right.
Yeah, and I like the fact that, you know, that it's a more lighthearted RPG. So you're not walking in doom and gloom end of the world. It's like, let's just go in and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The adventure that's actually in the book, it features a supplier who's has their barges have gone missing, and so they ask the heroes to go out and investigate and figure out why the barges have gone missing. They investigate. They end up finding a group of bandits, and they find out the bandits have been getting paid by somebody else, and then it's uncovering who it is doing this, and that's like the biggest stakes essentially of the game is that type of thing. But I've got a couple of settlements in the stretch goals that are a little bit, if you want sort of the more seedier underbelly, if you want to sort of explore the, you know, the crime-ridden back alleys of some like waterfront town, we can do that.
My kind of setting right there. I love.
And I saw in the comments somebody asking if I would call this game cozy or low stakes, death at 0 HP, or for their dungeons. Yeah, I would definitely say it's a cozy game. Like, you could spend whole sessions just in the downtime mechanics, which I can explain. It's definitely low stakes, low magic fantasy. Like magic's there, anybody can do it, but it's not like big in your face magic.
It's not
And then
fireball.
what's that?
I says it's not. I cast fireball.
Yeah, and I don't even have mechanics for death in particular. There's multiple ways for you to get knocked out. You can get knocked out if your physical, mental, or emotional gets knocked down to 0,
Okay.
and you're removed. But really, then at that point, it's up to you and the game master if you die. So
when you buy the game, you get the core. You get the core rulebook, right?
Mhm.
Is there any other books attached to it? Or is it just the core rulebook?
it's just the core rulebook. It comes with, I think I have 10 different NPC archetypes in there.
Is there any monsters or critters or
Yeah, there's 12,
species?
I think 12 or 15 different creatures that are all like real world creatures that then have interesting modifications to them. Things like the echo deer that are deer that fill the riverlands that all have like holes going through their antlers. So when they turn their heads, you hear this whistling musical note. And there's the glass panther that is kind of like a why can't I think of the word, the two-tailed panther in D&D.
Displacer beast.
Displacer beast, yeah. It's kind of like that, but its fur sort of deflects light and makes it harder to see. Things like that.
Now, if for somebody who's a traditional D&D player,
Mhm.
and okay, like me, and I'm going to come up to you and say, okay, Mark, tell me why I should buy this game. You tell me what about this game makes me as a D&D player want to buy this game and try it out. Tell me.
It's a lot more low stakes. So because you're not out there like trying to save the world at any given moment, you can sort of look at everyday occurrences as their own adventuring hooks.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time growing up along like the lakes and rivers that are in our part of the states, and so being out there and sort of being among nature and encountering the little things that sort of turn into adventures. With like, I was on an island in on Priest Lake and wandered away from the rest of the camping group and ended up finding this enormous glade that was completely overrun with moss and ivy and things like that, and sort of realizing that this could be like a whole entrance to a whole new world was
Gotcha.
really fascinating to me as a kid. So that's sort of like what the draw is it's sort of exploring the more subtle aspects of adventuring. And I had mentioned the downtime activities. That's a big part of the game, whereas in like D&D, you sort of do those, you say, oh, we're going to do these downtime activities at the end of your game session, or when you're passing through town. Downtime is a big part of the game. Downtime works just like a normal skill check, where you roll the d20, you add your bonus, and then you add your skill die. But those can give you different bonuses to further encounters that happen later. So every single town has their own set of downtime activities, and then there's like a set of like 6 or 7 different generic downtime activities that you can do anywhere. But like helping a certain town prepare for their lantern festival, or going and bartering and haggling, going to a particular inn that's known for storytelling and telling stories there. All those are different downtime activities that then give you bonuses for later things, or you can end up actually creating magical items by going to certain, like Ember Forge is one of the towns, and so you can go there and craft a new weapon, things like that, that'll end up giving you bonuses later.
Gotcha.
So it sounds like it's very kid friendly, very family friendly sort of game. It so if you're a parent with kids you want to introduce an RPG to, this sounds like it's the ideal, especially with the low stakes and
Mhm.
who knows if there's really going to be any death in this game. We don't know.
Yeah,
Could be,
yeah,
but
yeah, definitely.
Good. Yeah, it's just like I said, family friendly.
Hmm. And I'm working with Oakham Arts, who does paper miniatures.
Oh,
And if
yeah,
we
I
hit,
know him.
yeah, I've been a big fan of him for years and years and years. And if we hit a certain stretch goal, he's actually going to be doing paper miniatures for the game.
cool.
He's going to be taking some miniatures from other sets and combining them together, making a few new characters, and releasing that as a whole set, including the adventure that's actually in the rule book,
By the way,
creating NPCs for that. Yeah.
we hit 45 backers.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much, everybody. That's really fantastic.
So, see, and it didn't take that long.
Yeah.
Now, see, we do have a purpose here on the vlog of many things. See, we do positive things besides just ticking people off.
I'll come back every single day. And then if at a higher stretch goal, all of the creatures that appear in the book, all of those will be getting their own paper miniatures as well. So I'd really like to hit that one, because then that means that we get to see things like the Echo.
Now, when you say paper miniature, you're talking about just the paper with the little plastic clip that they fit into?
Yeah, so they'll be released as
Neat.
PDFs, and then people can print them off. I actually do a ton of paper miniatures. I've got a bunch here that you just get these little, you can see it a little bit. These clear plastic stands, and you just slip your miniature right into it, and then you've got a whole miniature ready to go. I do a ton of miniature painting as well. I take a lot of commissions from friends and things like that, but lately I have so many miniatures that I've started really shifting over into paper.
Time for a plug. You go ahead and you do commission based minis, right? Painting them. What do you charge for an average size mini?
So
Ballpark.
What's that?
Ballpark. I'm not going to hold you to it.
Ballpark, usually like $35 for a standard miniature. Now, I'm not like some incredible expert. Like, my miniatures look good on the tabletop. Yeah, like a miniature like that, like $35. And then it gets cheaper if I'm going to be doing a squad of guys that look similar. Like, I've painted a few of my friends' armies for them, and when you can just do like batch painting straight down the line, and then it ends up dropping down to like $10 a mini. But usually, it's mostly for my friends and things like that. So I'm pretty cheap.
So this is basically a miniatures upgrade from the paper to like an actual physical printed miniature.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, I'm not doing any commissions for the Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
David Floor, by the way, just showed up. David, how you doing? David, we got him up to 45 backers already. So now that we hit 45, I'm gonna be a greedy bastard. I'm gonna say let's get up to 50. See if we can get to 50 by the time this live is over with. So that's good. I like that. I like it when we hit numbers like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, $1,235.
So you were asking about other books. I do have like additional further stretch goals that would introduce them, but that's like a much higher tiers.
Yeah.
To actually get whole other books. But basically, if I don't end up getting to those, then eventually I'll get around to producing further books for this.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to do is, there's a few different festivals and celebrations that happen throughout the year in the Riverlands, and each one of them they're tied pretty close into our own festivals. There's like a festival of masks that happens in autumn where everybody puts on masks, and there's a Thanksgiving style festival, things like that. And so what I'd like to do, separate from the Kickstarter, is release adventures that take place during each of those festivals and release them at the time in like around the time of our own holidays and things like that. That would be really fun, but that'll be, once I've gotten this all out the door.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. I actually probably should create a Cinco de Mayo festival.
Go de Drinko.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm kind of looking right now at your stretch goals here. You've got your lowest stretch goal here is 3,500, and that's included brand new cover art by Emmerich and multiple pieces of interior artwork as well. Includes 5 detailed towns. Specific downtime activities includes an adventure, the Whispering Road. Now, what is the Whispering Road? What's special about that adventure?
That adventure is the one I had mentioned where the characters are trying to figure out what's going on with these missing barges. And then there's, a big twist at the end as to who's actually been behind it the whole time. I've had quite a few players play that in the play tests, and got a lot of really great feedback. It right from the start, it gives the players a boat so they can travel up and down the Riverlands. And then, like I said, I've been doing lots of paper miniatures, so I ended up building a little boat of. You can't really see. There's a little moth on here because the lantern moth is the name of the boat. But
is that paper?
Yeah, that's all paper.
You do good work. That looked like a model.
This one's by Dave Graffam. He's really great too. I'm not working with him. I'm just going to plug him because Dave Graffam's great.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's the adventure in there. And then I've got a bunch of different adventure hooks. I think there's at least 10. I had originally had 20, and then I went and pared them down, removed all the bad ones because there was some that I had thrown out there really quick and didn't like them. So there's a bunch of couple paragraph long adventure hooks for different adventures and things like that as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is interesting. You said this is all black and white, correct?
For the print copies, it'll likely be in black and white. Actually, for the print on demand, that one will be available in both black and white and color, depending on if people want to pay for it.
If they want to pay the extra thing.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be paying for that. That's entirely on them, on which they want to do.
Right.
And then your just to kind of give people an idea, your levels that you can go ahead and you can purchase there is a $10 level, and you get the PDF prototype.
Yep.
And then for 15, it looks like you get the PDF prototype plus you get the final PDF. Okay, then there's a $30,
and that $15 you also get the
POD
that you'll be able to order from DriveThruRPG yourself.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Then there's a $30 one. You get 2 community copies of Song of River Prince available on itch.io when the backer rewards are released. Plus, you get all the boat captain backer rewards. You get the Harbor Master for $30. Also, now what's the difference between the Harbor Master and the Hero of the Wild River? Because they're both $30.
So the Hero of the Wide River, you basically get the $15 level, and then you also are paying for 2 community copies to be available on itch.io.
Gotcha.
So those will be free copies for other people to pick up once.
So you're giving people a chance to kind of help other people get copies.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the Harbor Master is you get the final PDF, you get the POD option, and you get a hardback copy. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then you have for $80 the Fleet Admiral. Confirmed game store retailers. You'll be asked to provide. Now, the Fleet Admiral, is that only available to confirmed?
Yes, and I've got 2 backers of that so far, and they both reached out to me and told me where they were from and stuff like that.
Dumb question. Why only available to retailers?
Just so that they can get it, get multiple copies. They get 4 copies of the book in hardback, and so it's at a little bit of a discount, but that's so that retailers can carry it if they want. Basically, I worked at a couple of different game stores here in town, and I'm friends with all the other game store owners, and so I wanted to give them an option to be able to carry it on the shelf if they wanted to.
And then the Village Elder is $100.
Mhm.
And it says, you will work with me to create an NPC in one of the towns of the Riverlands plus all the Harbor Master backer rewards. So basically, they get the retailer level game plus they you'll actually work with them to get an NPC kind of like uniquely their
Yeah.
kind of their own.
Yeah, and work with me, meaning like they don't get a name like Bodie McBoatface, essentially.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
but again, everybody, I mean, we got a lot of people right now watching the video. Go to Kickstarter.com, type in "Song of the River Prince: A Role Playing Journey," and help this guy out. Like I said, it sounds like a pretty unique, cool game, and it's only a $3,500 goal. I mean, most RPGs, I mean, they got this really big, huge dollar amount. You've got a really reasonable goal, and you're trying to help people. Also, you're willing to give. Some of these goals help people out by giving and sharing the game with other people. So that's pretty admirable, I think.
That's refreshing.
Yeah, it's different. It's nice.
Yeah, and that's I figured if I've got a game that's nice, I should also do something nice.
Mhm.
It's supposed to sort of have that feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's but like the book is done, and so the Kickstarter is funding the
Good
artwork
deal.
that's going to be going inside.
Now,
yeah.
No, I just was going to kind of switch gears a little bit and talk a little bit about maybe get into another subject here that might be of interest to people, and that is, we have a problem, I think, in this industry that we all game in, and that is people rip people off. We have the famous pencil dice individual.
Okay.
Ken Whitman. We have bankrupt gaming companies.
Mhm.
But at any rate, there are a lot of really big scumbags out there, and there's a lot of people out there who, rip people off, and a lot of the gaming groups do an admirable job. They try to help people out. They say, watch out for this guy. Watch out for this guy. But the problem is, these people go from group to group to group to group. And I'm not talking about just gaming. It's also really prevalent in the model building and model making community, the Star Wars collecting community, and all that. So basically what has happened now, it went live today. There is a website. It's basically a Yelp for model making, game selling, and all of that. So if you are someone and you're trying to find out, is there somebody out there like you're dealing like so let's say, and I'm gonna pick on between me and Tom. Let's say me and Tom are dealing with each other, and Tom just does not know if Don's a real scumbag or not. Tom doesn't know Don. How's Tom going to determine whether or not his money's going to Don and Don's going to send him the product, or is Don going to screw Tom over? Well, what we did here is I want to show you this website. I'm going to give you the link to it real quick, and it's extremely easy. It's called checkaseller.com. If you go to checkaseller.com, what you can do is you can sign up, or you don't even have to sign up. You can just search for either a person's name, a
Goodman
company name.
Games.
Yes, exactly. You can look up a convention, as a matter of fact. That type of thing. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to look at other people's ratings on an individual or a company. This website is going to be strictly for the online communities. It's not going to be like a restaurant review or eBay. This is for people who deal online. So, like as an example, if you're looking at somebody who is running a convention or a Kickstarter or a backer kit, or if they've got if they're selling a game or something, you can go on there. You can search by their name, their telephone number, you can search by their screen name, you can look by their email, You can look up, a variety of ways. And what happens is it will show not only that company or that person, but it gives the reviews of all the people down below it. And right now, if you go to it, right now there are there's not, it just went live today, and we got almost 15 different companies in there. Like as an example, we've got 10 Cars Taverns in there. And it's a 5-star review, says witty and up-to-date commentary and information. Tabletop Tap Room's in there.
They lie.
That's right.
I am not.
Trust me. You know what? I'm gonna warn you. I know this Eric Tenkar guy, and you gotta really watch out for this guy.
So let me play devil's advocate.
Bad news, man. I've listened to people like Whitman and Lanasa about him.
let me ask this: the
sorry, Eric,
900-pound gorilla in the room.
You started it.
You've got people out there who
Tom,
just
you're
hate.
muted. Never mind, I'm muted. Go ahead, Tom. Say it again. Sorry.
So you've got people out there who just love to hate. They're trolls and so on. There's like for instance, WotC. WotC's engendered a lot of hate from a lot of people. So some people are just, without being even-handed at all, we're just gonna hate on WotC. Is there any breaks or any controls to prevent just big pile trolling?
Okay, real quick, for the sake of being openness, Wizard Tower Games, actually, my company is the one who fired this up. And the reason why I fired it up is because I got screwed over for $3,000 by a Chinese company over paper. And they're going to be added to it tomorrow. The thing is this is what happens. This is how this works is, let's say, Tom, you want to enter a company in there. Okay. What you'll do is you'll sign up for free. It's a free site. And what you'll do is you'll enter, let's say, ABC Publishing in there. Okay. Or let's say you'll enter Tom Cruise in there. And what you'll do is you'll enter their basic information in there. And then you cannot do a review on them. You can only set that company up. Or you can set up 20 companies if you want. And then what happens is let's say Eric later on is dealing with Tom Cruise. And let's say Eric had a bad experience. Eric can go in there, rate them 1 to 5 stars, and Eric can give a basic up to 400 character synopsis. You can't write a book, but you give a basic synopsis on what your experience was. Why'd you give them 5 stars? Why'd you give them 1 star? Already, I believe, looking at it, we've had an individual go in there and they reviewed new TSR, and they reviewed. Actually, there's a couple reviews for new TSR. There is Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo's in there. There is Wizard Tower Games got a review. That is not me, by the way. I did not do that review. And you mentioned breaks. What are the safeguards? Well, everyone has to be approved. And what we require is you can't go in there and just say, oh, they're a bunch of effing jerks and all that. Sorry, we don't allow that kind of BS language. You have to give very, very clear reason why you got a problem with them. If we, as an example, let's say Tom goes in there and WotC, and Tom just says, horrible company, they suck, blah, 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 blah. No, you're not going to get your review approved because you're not giving no real reason why they suck. You're going to have to give some basis for your review is what you're going to do. Okay. And again, this is in the early stages. This is day number 1. This has been up less than 12 hours now. So if anybody has an idea by going, hey, Don, listen, I think you can improve this. Go ahead and do it. Mr. Gunn, you say no stars, would not recommend. Mr. Gunn. I mean, but that's the thing. I mean, that's the idea behind it is what we want people to do is, as an example, is we're looking for people. There's too many people out there that screw people over. Too many people will go in and they'll they go in and they start as an example. I mean, and I'm just going to say it for what it is. One of Eric's favorite human beings on this planet Earth, Ken Whitman. The guy took people for $190,000 in Kickstarters and never delivered a damn pencil so much as. And by the way, we had Ken Whitman on here several months ago for disclaimer here. Ken did say that he was reaching out to everybody to make it all right. Did he not, guys?
Yep.
Probably. I wasn't listening.
In all fairness, to date, Ken Whitman has not made good on one pencil.
But he has $10,000 in pencil stock and the machine. So-
Chubby Funster says Eric has lots of free time. He can help study all these reviews. Rod Conley, Mr. Gunn, Chubby Funster says Rob AI has entered the chat. Yeah, but no, seriously, guys, please use this site. Even if it's somebody who did good, that's the whole point of this. We want people to be able to have a centralized place, know who the good players are, and know who the bad players are. You know, that's what this site's all about.
Is there any controls to prevent? Because we're familiar with a particular troll who uses
Yes.
multiple accounts.
Yes.
Will the site be like recording your ISP address?
It records your IP and your MAC address.
Okay.
And as an example, if you attempt to go ahead and make two accounts and you're not using like Brave or something like that, if you're using a VPN, it's going to be very hard. But on the same token, what we do is the system monitors very carefully what people do. So as an example, if there is a new account that signs up and suddenly they start hitting like multiple people and they're giving like all these negative reviews, that's a flag. That's an obvious flag that something's up.
Okay.
But again, think of it like this. We want this to be a Yelp, but for the gaming community, the prop making model building community, the Star Wars collectible community, all these collectible communities out there. We want people, because also if this site was around, let's just say 4 years ago, then I have a feeling that a certain 3-digit company that was very new probably would not have got the traction it did at first, because people would have very early on went, I'm being warned and all that.
Right.
So
I'm confused because I was told that they were
good
not new,
idea.
that they're the same company that's been around since the 70s.
no,
They're the
actually,
exact same company.
no. It actually, what happened was, oh, you're being funny. Okay, okay. Mark is being humorous here. Okay, have me going for a minute, because it's like.
I do know that a certain someone, when they got into the car rental in Milwaukee, I believe it was, told the employee there what company they were the president of, and that they founded a certain type of gaming. Their company did,
Yeah.
and they were taking complete credit for it. I heard that story multiple times. I was not a witness, so it's hearsay, but I heard it multiple times. So it's multiple
That
hearsay.
Sounds on brand for
Yep,
that individual.
on brand. Get the rubber stamp of approval on that one for that one.
That's definitely on.
I would say it was a certain person approved, but that'd be tacky right now because he's passed away now.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing too with the check a seller site. I know from my videos, I will have 99 thumbs up and 2 thumbs down, or I'll have 47 thumbs up and 2 thumbs down. I always get the same 2 or 3. I'm sure it's the same 2 or 3. They're going to travel to whatever site. If nobody's going to be a 5.0, because the trolls are going to troll. You defeat the trolls by having the general populace do accurate, informative ratings.
Yeah.
That's the way you defeat the
So
trolls.
you're gonna look and say, all right, we've got 100, 4 and 5-star reviews, and then 2 1-star reviews.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I will guarantee you right now, and I'm going to use my own company as a guaranteed. Watch what happens. I promise you that within By Sunday at 8:47 p.m., there'll be at least 2 or 3 one-star reviews claiming that I stole $35,000 from people and all of that good stuff. Guaranteed.
So I want to go on and predict that the account name will be VGPAMI.
No, it'll be Honest Gamer 457.
Well, don't give any ideas to people. Come on.
Oh yeah, true. But in all seriousness, there are a few protections here. Like I said, there's also word filters on this, so nobody's going to be able to get in there and f-bomb it and all that. That's not what we're here for. We really want this to be legitimate.
Yeah.
Okay. And the whole purpose of this is if you have been, and again, we're not and I'm going to defend new TSR in one way, and I'm going to say new TSR. I do not want people going in here unless you've done business with the company and posting negatives. And don't be posting bullshit. If you have never done business with a company, I don't care how much you dislike the owner of it. I don't care how much you've heard about them. This is not for you to post. I don't like him because I heard. This is for, and I'll pick on Steve. This is for Steve to go in because Steve dealt with Don at Wizard Tower Games and had a bad experience. Or Eric dealt with Tom Veralt and had a bad experience. Not Steve heard that Don was a jerk. That's not what this is for. We really want this to be. Chubby Funster, real quick, said Don stole $35,000 from my grandma. Trust me, folks, he can only redeem himself by making a large pre-purchase of Song of the River Prince and donate them to local libraries. Chubby Funster, you're full of crap. It was 40 grand, not 35.
Don't shortchange him.
But no. But the thing is, that's the whole point of this. We want this legitimate. And I will tell you right now, the quickest way of getting yourself banned is if I see somebody go in there and they just start posting a bunch of nonsense. I heard this or this. Don't do that, guys. Come on. We all know who the big players out there are who did bad things.
Yeah.
But if you haven't done business with them, then don't post about them. But again, the website's there to help people. If you dealt with, and this, keep in mind one thing, it's for people too. So if you dealt with John Smith, type in John Smith, and when you type in John Smith's info, it's going to want his phone number, his address. It's going to want all that. We're not looking for you to dox people, but if he publicly posted his address, then you can legally publicly put it in there. But at the very minimum, just type in city and state. That's the best way of doing this. And then things like his phone number, that won't come up in like if you put his phone number in there or his PayPal email, that's not going to come up publicly, but that's in the back end search. So if you're trying to find out, who is this joker, and you type in his email that he used for PayPal, you'd be surprised because a lot of times the people will use the same PayPal email, but they'll have different names.
Oh, nice.
So that'll come up and it'll be like, oh wow, this PayPal came up. It's got 5 different users. So
well, you might get a solicitation and they're like, yeah, just send me money on my PayPal. So I might just turn around and use the site to type in the PayPal, see if anybody else has had some dealings and what they were. Yes. So this sounds like a really great resource.
Yes, that's what we're trying to. And plus, you'll notice there's a blog section. And if you click on the blog section, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing blogs and vlogs where we're going to be giving people tips on what to watch out for. Like as an example, right now, there's a huge scam happening now where Zelle, what they do is they target Zelle. You think, oh, Zelle, that's easy. Zelle's 100% protected. Well, what happens is they give you their Zelle. What is your Zelle email? And then they'll send you an email that looks like it's from Zelle saying, we had an issue with your Zelle. Please confirm your info. But if you take a look at where it's coming from, it's from Gmail.
Yeah.
but it looks like it's from Zell. You have to really look into it carefully. So we're going to be outing people like that. We're going to be outing the scams where if you see like a Google Docs page, don't click it. Like if someone says FedEx is hiring, $35 an hour, work at home. The problem is when you go look at the link, it's a Google Docs link. It's a doxing link, and what happens when you click on it, it installs a malware program on your page, and it downloads all of your passwords and your saved usernames. See,
Yeah, so it's basically just good cybersecurity is what you're pushing towards.
Absolutely, we want to educate people that hey, there are people out there that do really really bad things and they take advantage of you. Yeah. So that's the whole point of the website. So it's checkaseller.com. We encourage people, even if you join it and just put one, even if it's legitimate, put one company in there, help it grow. You'll do a service to everybody. Rob Conley, if you want to join and put your own company in there, go ahead. Help people out because now people will be able to go in and they'll be able to like I've dealt with Rob Conley before. I bought from his art drive-through RPG. I would love to be able to go in there and say, hey, I dealt with this guy. I got what I bought. It's what he advertised, 5-star. I'd love to be able to do that. So then I've like I said, it's reviews help the good guys and the bad guys. You help the bad guys. The link, Rob, is checkaseller.com. Checkaseller.com.
It's on the ticker down below.
Yeah, right down below in the ticker. So, like I said, if you just join and put one company in, whether it's yours or somebody else's.
And if Rob adds his own company and his own name to it, that helps me because if I go in there and want to leave a review and he's not added, I add him. I can't write the review, but I sat in a game with him and my wife got a copy of his RPG, and I brought it home and I read it and I was like, this is really good material. So I have something nice to say about Rob.
Yeah,
but if I add him, I can't do it.
Yeah, and I might be changing that. There was a kind of a theory in my head about that. What I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to make it where you can. My worry was this: I didn't want somebody going in, creating an account, and then like add a whole bunch of companies and start slamming them. That was my initial thought. So what I might do is I might go where I might put a limitation on this, and I might get you involved in this, Steve, where someone can go in and they can create an account. And maybe in the first 48 hours, they can only add one account. Like they can only create one. It stops spammers. Yeah. So that's what they're there for. So checkaseller.com. We are at 46 backers, Mark.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So.
Oh, yeah.
You're a third of the way there, more or less.
Yay.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see what the
and with 26 days to go,
$1,250.
Yeah.
So
nice.
My back is itching. Wow.
Can't help you.
Come on, Eric. Come on. Can't scratch my back. You got that back scratcher.
Trying.
That back scratcher beast from hell he's got. He's got this beast of a thing he's got. How come everybody's got one and I don't?
Go buy one.
I got my wife. That's right. My wife scratches on the back for me.
I got one of those.
Oh, honey, I need my back scratched.
And no, this isn't about sex.
Not at all. How dare you? That's never on my mind at all. Eric's got the kitty. So nice interface. Did you code this yourself, Don? Rob, it is actually a 50-50 code. It was an initial code set, and I modified it about 50% actually. So I made it look nicer. I made it look cleaner. I changed the ability on what you can do with it. It was originally the website, Mr. Gunn. Sorry, guys. Mr. Gunn also Rob, initially what the website was designed to do, it was designed not to review people, it was designed to review of all things, I'm not joking, soda pop. So I was like, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna mutate this sucker, and I did it. So it works really well. I've been testing it now for a few days. It really works well. It's quick and easy, clean. It works. It looks great on a mobile phone, and I think you're right, Tom. I think I'm going to adjust it to where you can do your own. When you create an account, you can add somebody and do a review on it.
Okay.
But I think I'll just put a limiter on there of how many you can do.
Yeah. So, do we want to discuss at all this week about a recent round of layoffs at WotC?
Take it away, Tom.
Well, no, I just
Well, go ahead.
they laid off 90% of their Sigil employees, and
Bastards.
what was that?
Bastards. They screw everybody. They do something and they screw over the people who make them what they are. They're bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
you should have translated it to Johnny dangerously and said bastages.
Bastards.
Oregon bastages.
Mark, I warned you
Gun that
about
shoots through schools.
Listen, I'm in the Navy. You're good.
Oh, you're still in the Navy?
Yeah, I'm in the reserves now.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Thanks for your service, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm coming up on almost
I don't think I dropped any F-bombs.
almost 19 years now. So
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the Army, so
Hold on 1 second. We have been online now for, 57 minutes, 3 seconds, and nobody's F-bombed it yet. This is a new first.
well, fuck.
I did enjoy the finger, though.
This
I did
man,
enjoy the finger.
this man is destined to be a co-host.
Listen,
Yeah.
20
Leave it to
years
the
NYPD. Yeah, at 20 years NYPD, and I didn't drop an F-bomb. That's a first for me in a live stream, I gotta say.
We got a guy from the Navy.
Yeah.
We got retired NYPD. We have a computer programmer who has to deal with human beings. Tom, you are a game designer. And my hat off to you. You got yourself a little
Pyrex
one.
window washer.
You're going on 60 years old and you got a toddler, man. You're a brave motherfucker, man.
I am not 60 years old.
You're going on it.
No, I am. I have been 49 for 9 years straight.
So you're 58?
Just.
And 2 days and 4 days.
58 years old, so you're going on 60.
No.
I'm still 49.
What?
I thought only women would denial of their age.
No, I feel 49, and once I get my knee replacements and they no longer hurt, then my whole body will feel 49. So there we are.
I will test that theory.
What am I? I don't know. What am I?
I think you're the same age as me.
I'm 57.
All right.
57.
Mr. Tenkar, I hate to do this to you, but you need to get the hell off our show right now.
I need to go. I got my.
Get out of
Post
here
the
now. We're
Discord.
kicking you out. You got
I'm getting out of here.
you
It's
got-
been fun. It's been a
you
blast.
got better things to do. Eric has a thing.
No, I have other things. I'm not saying they're better,
Well,
but I got responsibilities.
Eric has the
I got
speakeasy on
responsibilities.
Discord where you can go and you can chat with them. Actually, I went to it. It's actually really cool. The classy people hang out there, not the trailer trash.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally trailer.
We're the trailer trash, not them. I mean, he's got the Brits there. He's got the classy people there.
Oh,
Don't. Let's not push it.
Am I done kissing
All right,
enough
gents.
right now? All right. Good
All right.
night.
So we
All
should
right.
probably let the WotC story percolate for a week. I'm sure more will come
Why?
out. And
Why? Go ahead. Talk about it some more. Let's hear about this. What happened exactly?
just all of a sudden they basically shit can 90% of the about 35 employees
Why?
that were all working in the Sigil, the Project Sigil, which was their VTT, which was kind of rolled out on the down low. Which, in the past, when I've seen something rolled out on the down low, it means like the companies, it's just like that's like people in the project going, we got to get this out there, and it's about to be canceled. So I don't know what's going on with that. I suspect Sigil's just on the chopping block, that it's not going to work. It's not going to be what
I don't know what. Maybe I think maybe instead they got what they wanted. They got it developed, and instead what they're doing is they now know they can operate it with a minimum amount of staff. So they're going to shit can the majority of the designers and developers, keep a minimum amount of people to operate it, and that way they can sit there and laugh all the way to the bank. They don't got to deal with so many people. And real quick, by the way, for those of you on the Vlog of Many Things, if you could go ahead and hit a like and subscribe, you greatly appreciate it. We're really trying to grow the channel a lot here. And anyone who can go ahead and hit that little like button, it'll be greatly appreciated. And if you hit the like button, Tom has agreed to go ahead and buy you a free copy of the entire 5e Dungeons and Dragons set on his dime.
Star Frontiers. I'll get you a real RPG. Star Frontiers.
Oh,
Dang. I was thinking more when you thought about sci-fi type thing. I thought more of Gamma World myself. But
yeah, no.
hold on, real quick. Mark,
real life.
Mark, what's better, Star Frontiers or Gamma World?
I mean, here's the thing.
Touchdown.
Like I've been playing since 3rd edition, since about 2000. And the only version I've never played Star Frontiers, and the only version of Gamma World I've played is the one that came out when 4th edition came out.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And I really, really liked that version. Like, I don't know how all the other ones are, but I really liked kind of random.
You're still welcome on the show.
Listen, I will sing the praises of 4th edition D&D till I die. Like, if there are no more lovers of 4th edition, then it's because I'm dead.
There's people who like it. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
You know what?
I had a great time with it.
Mr. Gunn says, he likes both burgers and pizza. Me personally, I prefer offer me a good pepperoni pizza over a burger any day of the week.
Yeah.
Oof.
And then Rob Conley says, with all due respect, I think it's obvious that Project Sigil is a Tailspire clone, and Tailspire has a huge head start on them. You know what, Rob? I think you're right on that. I think they really took their inspiration from Tailspire. I really do. I think you're right about that.
And there's a lot of people out there who are really pumping for Tailspire right now. I mean, Professor Dungeon Master.
Well, rightfully so, because
they say an ad spot in almost every video these days.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know. I just think it's a better system. I think it's better. It plays better. It's more user friendly.
Yeah, and it's not locking you into a walled garden, which
Amen to that.
I mean, because I could play 5e, but then if I wanted to play in the Song of the River Prince, I wouldn't be able to do that in Sigil. You're locked out. It's a walled garden. You can't go there.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I mean, it's just overall, it's better. I mean, I didn't know Bouncy Rock did that. Bouncy Rock did Tailspire.
I mean, I still have my Obsidian Portal account. If y'all remember that.
Oh yeah.
You guys ever?
I still got a blog over there on Obsidian.
You guys ever play use Quest?
No.
I'll tell you. You know what I like about Quest is so simple to drag in. Like you can drag in imagery. Like if you want an inn, you can literally build like a module your entire game. So, Mark and Tom and Steve have walked into the Inn of the Bloated Goat. Boom, I can drag in and click on it, and now suddenly the image appears, and I can put background music and sound so you can hear people like the glasses clinking and people laughing and doing, and put real ambiance into it. Tailspire, I have not gotten into deeply, but you know what I think I'm going to do?
Check
I
it out.
think I'm going to check it out because how much is it? Hey, Rob, how much is Tailspire? Do you know?
I think it was
I'm
like
asking,
$25.
Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah,
is it a one time or is it monthly? What is it?
I'm not sure. I had just looked it up and I saw that it was $25. So I don't know.
$24.99 buy on Steam. Is this a one time fee for $25? I'll do it in an instant for that.
Well,
Hold on a minute. I'm clicking on it.
I still love your comment about the end of the bloated goat. That just made me laugh.
Yeah, the end of the bloated goat, man. I got the bloated goat. I've got the cracked flagon.
Huh.
You know,
the vessel with the pestle.
That's
That's an obscure reference.
I got the happy hooker. Oh wait a minute! No, that was a bar I went to when I was in the army. Sorry. Korea, was that Korea? Where was that at? Oh, God.
So, Mark, I wanted to ask you something. You brought,
Yeah, Tom changed that subject real quick, didn't he?
but no, we were talking about his RPG, and he said something concerning Evil Hat, that they had an RPG for just role playing, running a tavern.
Yeah,
What you said the name was that Stew Pot?
Stew Pot.
Was that the name?
So it's just a role playing game if you want to run an inn.
All right.
That
Yeah,
would be
there
pretty
was a
freaking
Kickstarter
cool.
for it. And you have a character sheet that is the tavern itself.
Okay.
And then you can make your own characters and stuff, but it's everybody's sort of working together on upgrading the tavern and everything, and it's pretty cool.
So, like, I might be playing the barkeep, but somebody else is playing the.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
what?
Holy crap! I
What?
just looked them up on Kickstarter. They had a $30,000 goal and they raised 200 freaking grand
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
to
Evil
do
Hat.
an RPG that takes place in a tavern.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually kind of big because I had a game I ran into on Steam that was Crossroads Inn. It was really good. The only fail it had was once the inn was built, what did you have to do? It just like you ran out of stuff to do. You couldn't build other inns and stuff. That was the only real failing of the game. Other than that, it was a blast.
I'm sorry, 200 grand for an RPG based on just running a tavern and an inn to me is just like,
I want to build an inn on Park Place.
Yeah, like they've got an encounter that's a friendly tavern brawl. Festival day.
TXG, have a good night. Real quick, Rob Comey says it's like Fantasy Grounds. You buy a client, you pay a one-time fee for hosting players. That is actually really cool.
All right.
It also comes with recipes. There's a whole bunch of recipes in the book too.
Oh, geez.
Nice.
That was one of our ideas with Tabletop Tap Room, is we were going to do some cooking videos. The spouse and I.
Why don't you do it?
We
We
just
got a toddler.
we got
What?
sidetracked with the new TSR and the troll VGPAMI,
And
whatever.
whatever happened to TNT, the Tom and Tammy show?
Yes.
Come on.
Somebody's got a big ass job, and so it just never happens.
Sorry.
Excuses.
And short term, I'm up for knee surgery, so we're gonna get some replacement parts. And
Okay, so you're gonna be laid up, unable to go out dancing and everything. So what would be better to keep your mind busy than to be in a bed, have the woman laying next to you, and doing quote unquote, we'll
Cooking.
call this a vlog of
I
many
thought I might
things.
amuse myself with some solo role playing of running a tavern.
Yeah, tavern management games are huge. I was shocked at how big of an actual market that is.
Mark, I'd like to apologize to you right now on to where sometimes we take travels of this show.
Yeah.
It's all right. It gets worse or better. or something.
He's never coming back after this.
Yeah, Mark will be like, "Well, it was really great knowing you guys. Hey, can we get this damn thing like wiped from the?"
I'll keep going back if you get my numbers up. So
Well, right now you are sitting at, my friend, 46 backers still, but
Yeah.
still. Hey guys, come on now, seriously. Go to Kickstarter. The Song of the River Prince, a role-playing journey. Help the guy out for $10. You can go ahead and back this guy and get his project to help him out.
Well, you even back it for $1, even you know,
Anything. Come on, people.
even
I
just
backed
back
it.
it for $1. You
yeah, I
know.
just discovered with this one that you can now do late pledges like on Kickstarter itself.
Yeah, you can do
So
that
I got
now.
that set up for this one too. So if you back it
Oh,
even
that-
at $1, then you can always bump it up later as long as
Yeah.
we get to the goal.
Yeah, you just reserve a spot so you can follow the messages
Mhm.
and follow what's going on. And
And every day I'm posting up more about each of the different towns to give a better overview of what the towns look like. And after covering Comfort, which is the first town I covered, that evening I put out a PDF showing exactly what the actual book looks like for like the entry on a town.
Nice. Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Hey, the idea for an additional town might be one where instead of magic, it's like all of the steampunk type technology, and they're inventing things, and maybe that somehow spreads to other towns. And there you get a guy who gets a lighter, and he's like, "Look, I have a fire maker," and it's actually just lighter or something like that, which would add kind of a fun bit of LOL to the
Yeah.
actual storytelling.
Slipping in some technology in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
we've got Emberstone, the forge town, but I could definitely start adding some more of that in there too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good.
years, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes for some good fun, tongue in cheek too while you're running around.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely looking to raid the setting at the
Yeah.
very least.
Well,
And I've got a bunch of random tables in the back for different encounters with the Fae, different locations. Like these are 8 different encounters on the riverbanks, 8 different encounters at the lakeside, 8 different encounters in the Whispering Woods and adjacent forest. So I've got lots of stuff that you can raid for your other games as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Mark, like I said, I appreciate you coming on. Like I said, I know we kind of give a little bit, we do this to everybody. We just try to have a good time.
Mhm.
We have our regulars in here that are used to us, but I'll tell you, I really think, and I'm not just, to be blunt, I'm not kissing your ass here. I'm being serious. I think it's a really unique sounding game and a unique sounding system. And, it's nice to meet somebody developing an RPG that's not this big, expansive world setting with no, keep it simple, keep it clean, keep it simple, stupid type thing,
Mhm.
just quick and dirty, keep it clean and done. And I think that's what you're doing here. I think it's a really good overall system. And, hopefully, like I said, people, maybe we'll get a couple more people tonight yet to do it. You're at 46 backers. Like I said, we got you, I think, 2 or 3. So
Yeah, it looks
give us
like we're at
something.
47 now. So
Excellent. See? Come on, people. 3 to go. 50. Let's hit 50.
There we go.
But Mark, again, we really do appreciate you coming on tonight. If we made you uncomfortable, that's just how we are.
I'm sure he's heard worse in the Navy.
Yeah, 19 years in the Navy. I think we're very, very tame. Yeah. So again, Mark, excellent sounding game. I think you're going to get 50. I think you're going to get 50 tonight. Everybody, again, please go to Kickstarter.com. Song of the River Prince, a role-playing journey. Help this guy get the 50 backers at least, please. Help him out. Like I said, you get this game up, it's funded. You're welcome to come back on. Maybe do a post interview with you. Let us know how things went and everything. Love to have you back on.
Thank you, Mr. Gunn.
Yep. And so we'll let everybody go. It's going on 9:20. We like to keep these shows right about an hour long, so we went a little bit over. But everybody head over to the tavern, to Ten Cars
Discord.
Tavern. He has a thing called the Speakeasy, is it? Speakeasy.
Yeah, on Discord.
And, yep, it's where you can just basically go to Discord, sit, chat, talk. Everybody has a good time. So, again, everybody, please also go to checkaseller.com, sign up, put one company in there or one person you know that sells games. Doesn't have to be the negative. Just put one in there, help the site grow, spread the word. Let's make this a place where we start outing the good people
And
but
the
also let's help out the scumbags who take advantage of people. That's the big thing here.
All right.
All right. So, Mark, thank you very much again. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Mr. Tom, Mr. Steve, thank you very much, sirs. We appreciate it. And we will be back next week. We will talk to you guys then. All right.
All right.
Also, we're going to be live streaming it starting Sunday. We're going to be or it's going to be Tuesday. We're going to be doing a live stream of Dungeons and Dragons, AD&D. I'll be DMing it, my beautiful face.
Live play.
And then we got some really bad, ugly human beings going to be playing the player characters.
Orcs.
I gotta be Mr. Sexy.
Yeah.
Never mind. You guys get it. So, all right, guys. Have a good night. Okay.
Okay.
Mark, thank you very much again. Appreciate it.
Thank you.